Okay, item number 3, consideration of general plan amendment, specific plan amendment, rezone, and tentative parcel map to facilitate the development of 4 single-family homes on 1.21 acres located on the east side of Stabler Lane between Butte Vista Lane and Park East Drive. It's you again.
Thank you, Mayor. The item before you is a total of 5 different applications to facilitate the development of 4 single-family homes. As you stated, it's a general plan amendment, a specific plan amendment, a rezone, an environmental assessment, and a parcel map. And I'll give a synopsis on each one of those. So the general plan amendment and the specific plan amendment are to modify the general plan from the commercial zone district to the single-family residential zone district. The rezoning is to do the same exact thing, and the parcel map would allow the applicant to subdivide the property. It's currently 1 parcel, and the parcel map would allow them to subdivide it to 4 single-family residential parcels, and they can either develop those or they can sell them off for custom homes. The project itself, it's a relatively small parcel. It's 1.21 acres on Stabler Lane, directly across the street on the east side of Regency Park. The site itself has been vacant since that area was largely developed. It's one of the last vacant, relatively minor pieces of property in that portion of the city. In terms of background, it's simply because this piece of property does have a relatively long history in terms of city permits. In 2014, the applicant applied to subdivide the property into 9 single-family homes. That application was eventually withdrawn. Then the applicant returned in January of 2015. They applied for 6 single-family homes. That application was withdrawn, and now that brings us to our current application, which is 4 single-family homes, and here we are this evening. And there were different reasons in terms of why those applications were withdrawn. Some of those originate from neighbors' concerns. I think before you have an aerial photograph, which again shows the single-family homes. To the north, there are a couple of vacant parcels. However, within that part of the city, as of 2 weeks ago, there were only 8 remaining vacant single-family homes that were not accounted for. The rest of them are either under construction or they've been accounted for by the developers. So again, there's a very small inventory in that part of the community for available parcels. So the map that's being shown right now simply highlights the portion of the property that's currently planned for commercial and the new planned land use, which again is low density. The map before you simply highlights the Butte Vista Master Plan, which is a master plan in the community which originally identified this piece of property for commercial. At the time, the thinking was that it would be a small neighborhood serving commercial that would house either dry cleaners, a yogurt shop, a small convenience store. So again, to serve the local immediate community rather than a larger regional shopping center, for example, the Feather Rivers Down Shopping Center, which is roughly 1.25 miles to the south. While that plan itself is commendable, unfortunately market conditions have changed, and as a result the applicant or the property owner is requesting to modify it to something a little more along the lines to what you would find in that area. I'm simply flipping through a couple of slides because I've touched on a couple of those, and let me confirm that. Is the map on there of 4 single-family homes?
Yes, it is. The one that has the arrows on it.
Thank you. So, to highlight it, the 2 northern parcels would be facing Stabler Avenue. So as you're driving down Stabler, the 2 homes would be facing the park. The 2 homes to the south would be facing Park East Drive. So access for the 2 homes on the south would be consistent with the homes directly next door and across the street. So the subdivision would largely be complete. The 2 homes that would be facing Stabler Avenue, while their front doors are going to be facing Stabler Avenue, providing eyes on the park, the actual driveway itself is going to be located on the east side of the property, and they're going to have a shared driveway. Staff is recommending that a block wall be constructed with 5 feet of landscaping along that block wall to try to to try to mitigate any potential noise or just to soften the appearance of the block wall. And at the same time, staff is also recommending that a condition be imposed that a 4-foot wrought iron fence along Stabler be installed that matches the fence across the street at the park. So as you're driving through the street, you would have some consistency in terms of design. Am I still showing the arrows?
No.
Nope.
All right.
Are you happy?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay.
So with that being said, I'm probably showing a couple of pictures of the houses themselves. So 4 single-family homes, very compatible with the existing neighborhood in terms of architectural design, the materials and the various elements, and in terms of the building articulation and fenestration. And with that, that concludes staff's presentation. And with that, we are making a recommendation that staff approve the mitigated negative declaration proposed for this project. We're prepared for this project. And we are also recommending that the council approve the general plan amendment, the specific plan amendment, and the parcel map is outlined in your staff report. And then we are also we're also introducing the ordinance to rezone the property and requesting that the council waive the first reading this evening. That concludes staff's presentation.
Is there anything from the council at this time? Yes.
Arnaldo, you mentioned a cinder block wall. Where on the map would that be?
So the cinder block wall would only be, I'm going to say roughly 95 feet along the eastern property line. If you go down Butte Vista, so the very first single-family home, the existing single-family home that faces north along Butte Vista, so it would be the boundary, so the shared property line between the 2 proposed parcels and the existing home. And the primary reason, or the only reason, why staff is recommending so that wall is because there's going to be a driveway that's going to serve 2 homes. That's not extremely common, and that's our way to try to mitigate it. Really, any potential noise or any land use conflicts between people accessing the driveway and the single-family home that's there today.
Okay, so it's for the benefit of that pre-existing single-family home.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other? Okay.
I was just going to make a comment on that type of driveway. I've actually seen driveways that way, and it's actually a very good way to do that for the neighbors around. So thank you for looking at that in a different way.
Okay, going to open the public hearing for the proposed general plan amendment, specific plan, rezone, tentative parcel. It is open. If there are any members of the public who would like to discuss this item, please go to the podium, state your name.
Hello, my name's George Pantoja. I live on Park East, right across from that lot. And he was saying, I don't know if this is the venue to ask, but he was saying the venue that in keeping with the neighborhood, are these homes going to be single story like the rest of the neighborhood? Is that going to be like a something that they're not going to be able to change, or?
Staff added a condition that articulates that the homes that are to be built there are going to comply with the elevations that are provided. If for any reason, if someone attempts to alter that, that project would have to come back before the city council.
Okay. And just one more question. You're saying that the 2 lots facing north, are those going to be the front door is going to be facing Stabler Lane? Correct. Okay, but what about that wall that you talked about? Is there going to be a wall right there?
So the wall would be on the east property line.
Right.
It sounds. Are you the very first house?
What's that?
Are you the very first house?
No,
No,
the
okay.
third house. The third
You're
house
the third
down
house.
Park East, yeah.
So there's going to be a block wall. So between the subject site and the very first house, along the shared property line, the wall itself would not be visible from Stabler because Stabler is going to have a 4-foot wrought iron fence. That's going to match the fence across the street at the park.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and so the length of that wall is going to be probably around 95 feet, if I recall off the top of my head. It's going to be the length of that first parcel. And so maybe 97 feet, it's pretty close.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to say, it's like, before they were trying to do a high density, and this right here is cool. This is
Good.
Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to speak? Seeing none, closing the public hearing, bringing it back to the council for discussion and action. Anybody wishing to speak anymore?
I think with all the adjustments and everything that you've made from the previous applications, this looks like a great project for that location. So with that being said, I go ahead and make a motion to approve as staff recommended.
That's A, B, C, D,
A, B,
E, and
C,
F.
D. All of them. A, B, C, D,
No, it's
E.
B, C, D, E, and F. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, we did the public hearing, so F and G.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Seeing none, unanimous. Excuse me. Thank you very much for that.